Okay, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I got some parts today to install. So I called up my buddies at Brian Tooley Racing and ordered some parts from them, and they had them, and then after a money exchange they shipped me those parts. So I went with a stock oil pump, and I didn't even have one of these guys. Man, I didn't even have the oil pump timing chain gear. And then after I ordered all the stuff from Brian Tooley, and I'm like, man, we did a good job. High five, Kyle. We did excellent. I forgot one of these Woodruff keys here for the for this guy right here. Hopefully this fits. It kind of does. We'll see when we get there, right? Or we will hit it harder with a hammer. So I know that makes everyone uncomfortable. That's why I say it. So if it's in there, great. It's beautiful. It's a wonderful thing. Okay, so that's a positive note. This, I got all the stuff from Brian Tooley. Most of it's genuine GMOE stuff. This is an ICT billet Woodruff key that I totally did not remember to get. So that is there. What do we got here? That's all. So I got a LS3 timing cover, which I left my camshaft, guys, at my engine builder. So I'm going to drop off a set of heads with him. I got a set of ported heads over here from PCMs for less. He ported up some 243s for me. Dirty like. I told him, leave them messy, I don't care. We're going to deck them down, and then it has valves, but they're shot. So we're going to put valves in it, and I think I might have him do the springs too to save me some time, since I'm super cool and don't do anything by myself anymore. And, you know, just pay someone else to do it, bud. So that's what I'm going to do. I got lifters. What else did I get? I got a genuine GM oil pump, I believe this is. And I got lifter trays from BTR. And I got a new cam plate. I like those. Fresh gasket. Important. And shout out to my BTR guys for all that. So we're going to blaze this off quick, and we're going to see if this goes on nicely. I hit up my engine builder dude, and I was like, so should I just heat this and toss it on? Or he said it goes on pretty easy with a hammer, but I don't necessarily have a giant socket. I gotta see to hammer this on nicely. So we'll see if I have something that I can do that with, and if I don't, maybe I'll try heating it and tossing it on there. See if I can toss it. So we're gonna get there. I'm gonna blitz this guy off quick. BRB. Okay, so I got my 15/16 on my 3/8 stubby jammer with my 1/2" impact adapter. Oh man, that thing's so powerful. That looks like a new bolt. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. So now, makes me nervous if it's gonna get stuck or something. Oh, well it actually isn't bad at all. So it only tapers, maybe the crank only tapers at the very back there, so it's not that bad to do. So now I'm understanding, like he was saying, it's not that terrible at all. Okay, so this gives me hope that I won't ruin this already. So what's the depth on this? What kind of... Let me go check my sockets. That's like my biggest socket. 32 mil. That ain't gonna cut it. Alright, so what we're gonna play the torch game. It's one of my favorite games. And I need to get this guy in here. It's a little snuggy. You guys crying yet? So I wonder if I can just... Nah, you can't do that, can you? Can you just line up? It's got to probably go down first. Look at me, I have no idea. I have never put one of these in. I never touched this part of the crank. Isn't that funny? I'm totally clueless. Do I have to like sand the edges of this down? It does not want to go. Maybe I should like buff this thing so it slips in there really easy. It goes into the other thing, so maybe I just need to taper the inside edge here. It does not want to sit flush, and that makes me nervous. It has tapered ends, so it even like stops. It's got a little mustaches on the ends, so it'll stop, but let me like sandpaper that down. Come along with me and join me on this fantastic journey. Okay. If there are children in the room, you might want them to look away. So I tried sanding this. I have 2000 grit, and it sure is making it look pretty, but it's not any smaller. So I'm trying to just take a little distance off of that. A little bit of material off of the tip there. Yeah, man, that looks nice. So if I can do that and it sets in here nicely, I got it to a point where I can almost like hammer it in, but I don't want to do that. It makes me nervous, but it doesn't make me nervous to grind the key end down. So we're visiting the machinist here quick. Oh man, it sure is looking shiny. If nothing else, we're building a really shiny part here. What do you think? Oh my god, it's so warm. It's getting there. With any luck, 20 minutes from now we'll be able to install this thing. So, I'll keep working on the face on this thing and getting a little bit of a taper on it so the top is still tight. But I'll spare you. I don't know how long it'll take. Okay, so my machinist said it was good to go, so I put it in there and I gave it a little tappy tap, and now it's hard to remove, but this slides right over it. So now there is a taper here, so I hope it is low enough on the back. Let's give it a little so you guys can cringe. And then I got my glove right here, the Hotsy, and I got Mr. Torch. So we're gonna go for it. We're gonna heat this guy up. Doesn't take long, it's pretty small. We'll heat up this thing. Torch the outside a little bit. Torch the inside a little bit. And then I usually torch stuff like this, like the balancer, until it changes color a tiny bit. Right around there you're at like 250 degrees, and then usually it'll slip right on. So this is small, it's nowhere near the size of a balancer, so let's... It still stopped on me. So we're going to try to bump it along with something. He says he uses a socket. Let me see what I can find. See if I can find something to look like an idiot here, if I haven't already. Okay, so I got a hammer with a wood handle, and I'm gonna hit this thing with a dead blow, and it is. Well, I'm sure this is less than ideal. It is working. Let's put it here. Just light bumps. It is going. So heating it is totally useless. That wasn't any easier. It seems like it stopped in exactly the same spot as it was already. No point, actually. So, this is getting there. Getting her done. Only a tiny bit left. Then we're done. Oh, busting up my hammer. Tiny bit left. I mean, I probably should just hit it with a mini sludge. It would transfer energy better, but at least this isn't shocking as I hammer on it. I'm telling you, it's not shocking it. Well, it's pretty good. I'm assuming I might hear a different sound as it bottoms out. Oh, that sounded like it bottomed out. Oh, that's it. Clunk. That was the tone change. Yeah, see that? It's just like a rock now. Yeah, it's definitely bottomed out. So there we are. I looked for a piece of exhaust tubing and I'm like, I'm gonna ruin everything. I'm gonna flare this stupid exhaust tubing out over this whole thing and ruin it. Let me mute my phone quick. So, happy with that. Amazing work. I'm so proud of you guys. Persevering. Just going ahead and finishing. Even if you don't have the right stuff. Okay. So, I probably need to get some oily 10 millimeters. Yeah, it looks like I do. I need to get in my oily 10 millimeter bin again. Because I got this stock LS3 oil pump. And people tell you all sorts of crazy ways to do this. So we're going to try it just because I never have. So, you get this guy lined up in your brand new smashy gear here. Well, let's throw on my timing chain before I... Man, these old, used, oily, crappy ones are way easier to put on. Anywho, let's get... Is this 10 mil? It is roughly 10 mil. So they say you should take the whole pump apart and then put like shims all around it. And I've read it, but I'm not going to reread it while I'm doing it. We're going to guess, and then we'll maybe look it up later. So yeah, what they want you to do is install the pump by itself. And then you shim everything to make sure there's like an exact distance between everything. Which, you know, kind of hurts my feelings to think about. A locking cam plate, bolts and stuff. Man, these are fancy boys. They really sent me some fancy nice stuff. So what do I got? Oh man, look at this, a tensioner. They sent me a chain tensioner. What? Here's my cam gear. When I get my correct camshaft, here's my chain. I mean, if it seems like I'm disorganized, it's 100% true. Oh boy, look at that. Oh my, look at that Thomas train. We try to toss this guy in here. Doesn't it make it really annoying to install the rest of this stuff? Yeah. We'll how about we say we'll install this later and maybe not. Okay. So that's on. So then we can... Man, this thing is really... This brand new oil pump is brand new or something. So now what they tell you is to, I think you put shims. I mean, how do you even, really? So I got a few. I bought some of these China feeler gauge things here for gap and plugs. So you put in some fairly thin ones, I believe. Oh my god, holy crap. Oh wow, the 10 is gold, really? What do we got? Can you even... It's less than 10? What? Seriously, guys? What? Like 3? What do I have down to? 003? 005. I think the 3 is the smallest that I can... Oh, no, no, hold on. No, no, no. No, it is a 3. What else is here? 025? 015. Whoa, these are getting like... How do you even manage this? That's for sure going to fit. Wow, they're so... I feel like it's just going to snap clean off. Probably will. So you're supposed to like... That is so tight, I don't even know how you're supposed to get 3 of these in here and hold them so they don't punch each other in the face. That's dumb. Let's just say that's dumb. I think you're just supposed to line up the pump with something else, with like 12s. 12 thou? I mean, in reality, I have no idea, but if I feel like if I just keep talking about it, it'll come true. You're supposed to do that, and then you're supposed to do this, and then you're supposed to, like, you know, shimmy, shimmy. Which one should I... This new pump, seriously, is like so... Nothing wants to fit. This is why I install old junk. It's crazy. Is it like a certain... Is there one key that's bigger than another? I don't think I've ever... All brand new... Oh man, I must have just done it right. Oh sweet, there we go. Oil pump. Oil pump. So, you're supposed to like shim the crank? Is that true? What if I just like wiggle it in there and pretend I'm doing it? And we all smile and nod. Is it 12s? You're supposed to put 12s in the gear part? No way. That doesn't fit at all. No way. What do you... We're definitely not going to look it up. Oh my god, we're not going to do that. We're just going to... It's guesswork. So whichever one fits, kind of. I think you're supposed to put them in there. How are you even supposed to... You're supposed to buy like a... Seriously though. Seriously. Because they're saying, I guess it's... If you have it off a tiny bit... It can, wow, so 025 is like the only thing that fits in here. So you're meaning to tell me you shove a bunch of like 0015s in here and center this thing? This thing is so tight that like it can't, I feel like it can't be installed incorrectly. Anyway, what we're gonna do is grab some 10 milli boys from the old used hardware bin and smash them in here. And that's how we're going to go. So a long time ago, I put together this Harbor Freight guy of like all the hard to find LS bolts. Hold on a second while I got this dirty guy here. Up in the top I got like a thermostat, bell housing bolts, coolant temp sensors, head bolts, accessory bolts. Then you do the mod where you take the head bolt and you shave the line into it to clean out threads. Look at how rusty that thing is. So there's all sorts of stuff in there. And then down in here you got your specialty bins, like those Quill Pack guys and some other things. These are intake bolts. These are good for other sorts. Steam port ones. Fuel rail and some nuts. Long oil pan bolts, regular. Look at all the oil pan bolts I use to do the back cover and the top cover. And these are like cam bolts. They're shorter. Those are, I think, yep, those are for windage tray. These are for, oh, something else, 13 mil lifter, valley bolts. All a bunch of stuff in here. So yeah, it's nice to have this stuff and keep it semi-organized so you can, once you take apart a whole bunch of these motors, and I'm gonna have to like refill my inventory after this. Dirty bolts. Dirty bolts. I love the dirty bolts. Yeah, there really isn't, I mean, when you have like a nice worn out stock one, I feel like you can wiggle that thing all over. But not really this guy, not at all. There's almost no play at all for you to do your creative shimming. So that's like the barely tight. Oh man, I'm sorry guys. I'm so sorry. You missed me installing all these dirty bolts in the oil pump. So that's on like barely tight, and then 2 is like 18 foot-pounds, which is pretty much every torque spec in the world for these engines. So, oh yeah, look at these. These are spare lifter tray bolts down in here. The lifter tray Pacific guys. Pacific. So, we got our oil pump together. That's fantastic. You do really nice work. Thanks. I appreciate your nice words. Thanks. I think you're a great mechanic. Oh man, that's really nice of you to call me a mechanic. Completely untrue. Definitely confidence inspiring. Yeah, these guys, definitely not starting them with the impact. Not unless we're feeling froggy. Okay, turn it back down. Off of 3 to barely tight. I'm going to do number 1. I'm going to do a little bit of around the clock here. So nice. Maybe we'll go to 2 and we'll just alright, I feel good about that. Those are nice and snug. Timing chains on. I left my cam at the engine builder's house. That's like the beginning of a country classic right there. So I need that. What else can I do? Oh. What is this? Oil pump O-ring. Kind of nice. Okay, yeah, can't really use. I've exhausted my supplies, so this is all trash now. The oil pump's on. That box is trash for the oil pump. Here's the cam gear. I guess we can try to install the tensioner, and after we installed everything else. And then we can complain that it can't be installed, so then we won't. Yes! I'm not a huge fan of them anyway, to be honest with you. I was going to admit it no matter what. So, we're ready to go here, technically. I got everything else. So, I need push rod. No, I got push rods. I need lifters. And now I think I have a bin filled with old ones that have grass in them. But I don't think anybody in particular wants me to use that. Unless, I know there's like a shortage going on right now. There's actually like a lifter shortage. And I hit up Elgin, and Elgin has Eaton ones or something like that. Look at this. It even has the... Dang, you guys fancy at BTR. Look at this. It's got the gasket on it. It's got the sensor in it. I thought for a second I ordered this and I'm like, oh, I probably don't have the sensor. You expletive deleted. You probably need to get the sensor. So, but it showed up with the sensor. I was very pleased. Oh, there's a neat tool I can go grab to an alignment thing for this. You guys want to feel fancy? So I actually got this from Holly. Holly sent me this originally around the 8s for 8 build. Mr. Gasket liner upper boy. So if you put this guy in here, dang. That's quite the gasket. Did I put this on first? Look at me. Using tools, not stones and sticks. Look at me. Are you guys proud? Or what? Do you put it on like this and then that's the tapered end? And then you yank it out somehow? Oh, that doesn't feel... It's probably because this gasket is so nice too. There's so many unknowns. What's happening with my life? Let's, wow. Really? Is that how tight a brand new gasket is? Holy F. Okay, yeah. Huh. So, this is another one of those things where the idea behind it is this spaces everything as if the crank pulley was in here. So when you put this on and you tighten this down, there is wiggle room up, down, left, and right. So you put this on and you run all these guys home. So then when you put the balancer on, it's not up in the corner here and letting stuff leak out or wearing out the bottom prematurely. That's the idea, right? So that's what everyone's hoping is happening. Oh, that was a close one. You guys hear that? Let's continue on with the power tools. Well, watch that. Watch that aluminum. Bro. So, yeah, I can see why, like, it's very snug when you actually install all new stuff. I'm just gonna tap these guys down and then, oh, sweet. So I mean, yeah, that's how this goes. Just like that. And it even has a keyway for if you key the balancer, which I might. I have a key here. The stock balancer doesn't really have a keyway though. I have a stock LS3 Corvette balancer that I think is going to go on. And then this is only really for the stock ECU, has this plug. Pretty much, I always go through the accessory harness here and plug directly into this guy. Is it the same exact thing? Same plug? Nope. Yep, I've seen that difference before. So there's a difference with the tooth and the keyway there. So as far as I've plugged straight into this. I mean, that would be nice maybe, but it doesn't work out that way. Okay, so then you leave your timing chain out the bottom and you're ready to slap it with some horsepower.